Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to today's introduction session to deconstructing the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is one of those nerves that are really vitally important for our mental and emotional and physical well-being because it actually connects all these different information, the hormones, the signaling that can really help our bodies when it's in a rest and digest state. That's when our body is healing. So that's just a short tidbit. My name is Dr. Heena. I am an optometrist. I'm also a Tao calligraphy teacher, Tao calligraphy field practitioner and teacher. So all the calligraphies you see behind me is basically tools that we use to help bring about the transformation that many of you are looking for. So just before I started recording, we just had a couple of comments about like from Christina. She's here to work on her mother's trauma of partially losing her memory. And again, the vagus nerve is very closely related to any time we experience any trauma. And it doesn't matter what type of trauma it is. It could be trauma from having an operation and the body is recovering from being cut and being open and things moved around or things being put in. It could be trauma from a violent upbringing, from being in a war. It could even be trauma in being in very stressful situations where physically nothing is harming you, but because of the stress that you're around, that the environment puts you, your body does go into a trauma mode. And so the vagus nerve is very closely related to healing any type of trauma. So I'm really happy, Christina, that you signed up your mom. I feel she's benefited so much already. So I think she'll definitely benefit from this specific focus. And Zoe said, I heard about the vagus nerve and looking forward to hearing more. Also, because I have issues with my nervous system. And yes, the vagus nerve is part of the nervous system. And it is one of those integral nerves that has a lot of effect on our body. So it is something that we want to keep nice and healthy and working really well and not overstress or burn it out. As with all the other types of nerves in our body, we don't want any organ in our body overstressed. We don't want anything to become out of balance. But because the vagus nerve is one of those key physical areas that is in charge, actually, of again keeping our bodies in a restful state, we really want to make it very strong. We want to make it one of the strongest parts of our body. And then as we go through, we'll also work with other emotional centers that it's connected to: the brain stem, the amygdala. It's also connected to our gut. So it's the longest nerve in our body, and it is one that is connected to vital systems. Toral said, hi, Hina, thank you so much. Yes, especially sleep disorders. I sleep very little. I'm oversensitive for warm, cold energies in body at night and sounds and other disturbances. It's very interesting. Did you see also food? I have cravings. So let's get into it because the vagus nerve is connected to, surprisingly, a lot of different things. It's connected to a lot of different bodily systems. So let's go. So let me just go ahead and pull up the slides that I have, and we'll go through step by step, and then we'll really go deep into a practice. And Atika said, that is why when I am stressed, I don't eat. It will make me even more nervous and ungrounded. Yeah, so that's a very also a very interesting and personal thing with stress and eating and all that, because some people will stress eat and some people won't eat at all. So it's always something. Okay. So let me, oop, cannot minimize. Okay. I was looking for my slides and they will not let me minimize. So 1 second. Okay. All righty. Yes, my brother is the opposite. Yeah, I mean, everyone is so different. It's amazing. The human body in itself is just so different and so unique to all of us. He stress eats. Yeah. Sometimes even I admit I have to do that. Sometimes when I'm stressed, I need that comfort food. And it will not be healthy food. It'll be like the crisp, the chips, the French fries. Sometimes go to, the fast food place. So everyone's different, but we're all perfect in our own ways. So let's go ahead and share. Okay, let's see how this view is. Okay, so deconstructing the vagus nerve. Comfort food. Charles said comfort food. Yes, the comfort food was me today. Yes, RD. Okay, so deconstruct. So this is gonna be a way where we can find that stress relief without eating the junk food and perhaps stressing our system even more. So let's go ahead and start. Okay, so who is Heena Udwani? Oh, Zoe said I stress eat too, though I'm becoming very aware when I do. Okay. So qualifications and goals, I briefly already touched on that. So let's just go ahead and get into it so we have enough time to practice. So again, my qualifications are I'm a doctor of optometry, Dow calligraphy field practitioner and teacher, Dow science messenger, and more. And goals, my personal goal is to empower all the participants who participate in my classes to understand and connect with their own souls and to manifest their lives full of love, peace, harmony, and happiness. And that's a really simple, easy to state sentence, but everything, all the steps that I try to structure on my classes is to bring us to this point in the least dramatic way, like preventative wisdom, understanding why I'm suggesting this pathway because of my understanding of the human body, my understanding of how one affects the other, how it integrates all together. And the regular ways that I would suggest to my patients, like exercise, eat correctly, diet, lifestyle, stress relief, um, using the power of Master Sha's techniques and wisdom just exponentially creates the results in such a short period of time that everything I would do before suggest to my patients it was good, but it was a lot slower. And that's why also using these techniques, it's very important to have a guide because it's all so new. It's all really different. So it's one of those things because we're growing so quickly, we need a little bit more guidance because it's going really fast. Our blockages are transforming really fast. So we get to a point where we kind of hit a ceiling faster than if we just do it the regular way. So my job is just to make sure everyone here can grow, transform as quickly as possible with the least amount of um, suffering, the least amount of confusion, the least amount of pain, and have that clarity of where we're going, what are we doing, because that's very important on the journey. So the structures and goals of the program is I definitely want everyone to have an understanding of, of the wisdom of the vagus nerve. Like, what is it? Why is it so important? Where is it? Why are we working on it? Why is it so important? Why is it so closely related to our trauma? And not just of this lifetime, but past lifetimes if you believe in it. It's learning self-regulation techniques. So, which means if you're triggered, if something happens, if you're in a stressful situation, if you're in an emergency, there's tips and tricks that you can use to get you back into that grounded state. And it's not just, okay, all my treasures turn on, mind in my lower abdomen, but active things you can do on a physical level as well as doing those other things. It's also to avoiding health issues, increasing the physical strength of our bodies. Because if we're constantly running on burnout, if we're constantly stressed, if we're constantly in that trauma mode where some of us don't recognize it, we are wearing our body down, which in another language, you can say that where our bodies are decreasing in vibration, in frequency and vibration. That's why over here it's about maintaining our vibration, because each time we are stressed, sad, in that trauma mode, um, dysregulated emotions, thinking, overthinking, we're decreasing our vibration. We're actually harming our health. Stress hormones like cortisol wears on our body. So it is also about maintaining your vibration really high, so you're not as affected, or you experience it but you get out of it a lot quicker. It's strengthening our energy field, which means if you are in a chaotic, emergency, stressful situation, you're grounded. You're clear what you need to do. You know, you understand that, okay, this situation right now is not comfortable. You do your treasures, you do the breathing techniques, you do what you have to do and strengthen your energy field to make sure you don't drown in that chaos or that suffering or that pain or that negativity. So, and of course, most of what I really would love to focus on is healing trauma. And again, it's not just of this lifetime. And it's not just if, oh, I've never been in a war zone. I've never been in a violent situation. I've never had a surgery where my body has had that trauma. It's not just about that. It's also about what we've held in our body from, being alone as a little child and getting lost, or being alone and waiting for your mom to pick you up from school and she was late. Or even just a fearful thought like, oh, my boyfriend, my husband, my wife is going to yell at me for this. So trauma comes in different ways. Even being stressed, whenever we're stressed, our body is undergoing chemical changes, which our brain maybe sees on the outside, oh, it's not something like, oh, truly violent, this and that. But on a chemical level, it's the same chemicals, it's the same hormones. And if our body is in a constant flight or fight response state, it's going to wear on our body. And then our body needs a longer time to repair and clear all those hormones. And of course, it's about removing blockages in this nerve so it can work better, it can be more healthy, and it can be stimulated more naturally. It's about addressing triggers, where basically as soon as we get triggered, our body, you'll feel it in your body. Your face will get flushed. You'll have your specific responses. So this really addresses triggers because you'll be aware that, oh, this is happening and what can I do to bring myself down? And it's also about focus, because when we're focused, we can really, being in a chaotic emergency situation, what's happening around, the stronger our energy field is, our vagus nerve, doing a very efficient job for our physical bodies. We can focus more, we'll be more clear, we'll know what to do, we'll know how to address the situation or the person who's making us stressed. So it's the vagus nerve is really intimately connected to a lot of other things. So what is the vagus nerve? The vagus nerve is one of the 12 cranial nerves in the body, and it's cranial nerve number 10. It's responsible for various bodily functions, including digestion, heart rate, and breathing. And of course, everyone can relate heart rate and breathing. When we're in a stressful situation, our heart rate will go up, our breathing will become more shallow and faster. Your digestion will go down because your body is sending blood to the muscles, not your stomach, but the muscles, because it's going to be like, do I fight? So your muscles need the blood to fight, or do I run? Do I run away from this stressful situation, or a tiger, this and that? So then the body will send the blood to the muscles. So that's when your body is in a stress state, flight or flight response. So that's why the vagus nerve is the rest and digest system. So when we're rested, we're not in any danger. Our body understands. The vagus nerve sends signals to our body that we're not in any danger, we're not stressed, we're not in any traumatic situations. We can rest. We're in a safe place. And when we feel we're in a safe place, that's when a lot of the transformation and healing can occur. So point number 2, the vagus nerve, also called the pneumogastric nerve, is responsible for various internal organ functions, which again, it's connected to a lot of our body. Your left and right vagal nerves contain 75% of your parasympathetic nervous system's nerve fibers. These fibers send information between your brain, heart, and digestive system. So again, the parasympathetic nervous system is rest and digest. The sympathetic nervous system is fight or flight response. And the vagus nerves are 10, cranial nerve number 10. So the location of the vagus nerve is, it's the longest cranial nerve running from your brain to your large intestine. Your left vagus nerve travels down the left side of your body, and the right travels down to your right side of the body. So the term vagus is the Latin word for wandering, because the nerve takes a long and winding course through your body. They exit from your medulla oblongata in your lower brainstem. Then the nerves pass through and connect with your neck, between your carotid artery and jugular vein, your chest, your heart, your lungs, your abdomen, and digestive tract. The function of the vagus nerve. So your vagus nerves are part of your body's nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system, and they play important roles in involuntary sensory and motor movement functions, including digestion, heart rate, blood pressure, respiration, breathing, immune system responses, your mood, mucus and saliva production, skin and muscle sensations, speech, taste, and urine output. So you can see how important the health of the vagus nerve is to multiple systems and organs in our body. The vital importance of mental health and well-being. So VNS is short for vagus nerve stimulation, which that is it's a treatment for people who have a vagus nerve that's not functioning properly. So they will go in and they will use different types of tools to stimulate it. So if vagus nerve stimulation can help manage depression, some people have been looking into various ways of stimulating the vagus nerve to boost mental being. So doctors and researchers found that stimulating the vagus nerve can manage depression. And then other researchers went deeper into saying, well, in general, how can we help just in general, mental and emotional well-being? And so the ways we can stimulate the vagus nerve is the diaphragmatic breathing techniques. So just really deep breathing all the way down till you stretch your diaphragm or as low as you can, as much breath as you can take. Cold water immersion therapy. So that's when you have a bucket or a tub full of ice and you just immerse yourself in it. A lot of the athletes and a lot of people who are trying to do anti-aging do this cold water immersion. And they say it kind of resets the aging clock of your DNA. That's why the athletes do it, but also it helps with the vagus nerve stimulation. The use of transcutaneous vagus nerve stimulation devices, biofeedback, yoga. And now we have Tao technologies, which by far is the most powerful of all these methods. And I'll get into why Tao Technologies is the most powerful. But basically, this is just a short synopsis again. The benefits of a well-functioning vagus nerve is the rest and digest. And again, when our bodies are in this mode, that is when we are doing our healing. So whatever we had issues throughout the day, we can actually let it go. It helps with digestion, the strength in the body, emotional balance, stress relief, balance, mental health. So I think we've already gone through all this. So how Tao technology helps? So most of us are already familiar with Tao science, and we all know that if we want positive outcomes, we have to have an input of positive information. Because once we have that positive information, then we can get the positive output. If we have negative information or a lack of positive information, we will then be turning the wheel on the negative side and we will get the negative output. This is just a very simplified version of this slide. So the universal law of Shen Qian Jing, or soul, heart, mind, energy, and matter. So for instance, so positive information that we receive from the Tao calligraphies or the practices, from basically what we've gathered from past lifetimes. So we always have to remember that what is eventually manifested is what information we have in our little bucket, like in our bucket of lifetimes. Like we have positive and we have negatives. So it depends on how much positive we have. And if we can add more positive, then that's wonderful. But initially, we begin with a limited amount of what is going to manifest in this lifetime. So if we have a very good amount of positive information, we will experience joy, happiness. If we have more negative information, we will experience depression and anxiety. If we have enough positive information, we have positive attitudes, mindsets, beliefs. And the same thing, negative attitudes, mindsets, and beliefs. And that's part of mental well-being. Are we solution-oriented? Are we more negative in our thinking? Oh, that'll never work. This is not working. So all this affects our mental, emotional bodies, affects our physical bodies. So that's the soul, heart, mind, and body, just examples. It then affects our energy layer of our fields. So what can we do to help our energy? We have these modalities. We have exercise. Look, I used to tell my patients, yoga, breathing. All these help. And naturally, we will be inclined to do these types of modalities if we had the positive information to make us inclined to do these types of exercises. What's the negative aspect? When we have lethargy, low energy, laziness, because that's what we had in our Shenqi and Jing. That's it manifests in these types of energy qualities. And then if we have lethargy, laziness, low energy, how does it manifest in our physical experience? We experience stress. We experience trauma responses. We're triggered easily. We lose virtue. We lose frequency and vibration. Because we have low energy, we haven't kept our fields strong enough. We haven't kept it positive enough. We've allowed it to fall. But if we have enough of positive information, then we have emotional stability, healthy body, we have a high frequency and high vibration. That's not to say that one person will always have emotional stability, healthy body, and high frequency and vibration. Many of us, our fields are up and down, up and down, up and down. So what we want to do though is in general, we want to keep going on a higher slope. We don't want to go up and down. Okay, huge drop here, huge drop here. Oh, I got a ton of blessings, ton of virtue. Oh, huge drop here, huge. So we want to stay on an ongoing high slope. This up and down is too much. It's one that is a harder and more tumultuous ride. So it's okay if sometimes we end up dropping as long as overall we're going upwards. And there is no one that's just going to go straight up. That's not on planet Earth. No, I mean, unless you're a very, very special high level being, but everyone on planet Earth is here to learn, is here to experience, is here to experience and transform. So then actually we can go even higher and higher instead of just plateau. Like, okay, I make 100,000 a year and that's great. And you just plateau. If you're on Mother Earth, you're a brave soul and you've come to experience as much as you can to learn, transform, and increase your frequency and vibration. So the human way of doing these things is, like I already said, yoga, therapy, breathing techniques, mindfulness. So that's the way up until Master Sha has created the Tao technologies. That's what we've had, and which is also what I would recommend to my patients. With Tao technology, we have all these beautiful wisdoms by Master Sha. We have the say hello technique. We have utilizing the entire universe where we're asking the information of source. We have the Tao calligraphies. We have so many things available to us utilizing Master Sha's wisdom and techniques. And basically, for the fastest results, find someone who can guide you well. And that, of course, is in itself self-explanatory. If you need to learn how to do something, it's very important to have a good teacher. Like, for instance, when I came to the United Kingdom and I had to go through my licensing process, I had to take a year of being a registrar all over again. And my main teacher, he was not there for the first 3 months. I had no guidance. I had to figure things out on my own. It was so painful for me. And then finally, luckily, I got introduced to a friend who was able to help me share her notes, tell me about the process. And then it became much easier and less painful. Otherwise, I was like going through these tests. I'm like, I don't know what the graders are looking for, because it's a totally different system than in the United States. I needed that guidance. And I had a personal experience of what is a good teacher, who's present, who cares, and what's an absent teacher who just wanted someone to see patients and do the work while he wasn't really present, except for once in a while. The times he did help me, he did. So I'm not saying he's a completely not there, but the ways he helped me was in a different way, more about like the bureaucracy, the politics, that type of thing, not like how do I deal with the system, the practical exams, the grading, this and that. So he did help me in different ways, but it wasn't initially I needed someone to guide me in this way to be able to pass the different steps. Otherwise, I was being held back because no one told me how to go through it until I found my friend, until I was introduced to my friend. So I'm blessed for that. So these techniques are based on ancient wisdom integrated with quantum physics. So it's like the human ways back here, but now because of Dow technologies, we're adding a quantum aspect to it and quantum physics because, and I apologize for this not very neat writing. I'll have to figure out a better solution. So because of quantum, which in the reason why it makes it so much powerful, because quantum includes all possibilities, all potentialities. Whereas the human way, this is just it's kind of like linear, just one way. Quantum, because we're adding all these different things, and then we're adding the Dow calligraphy field. It's quantum because then the results are exponential because we're including all possibilities and we're preventing. We're going to no space, no time, where before an issue manifests, we're already clearing that negative information. We're preventing it. Or if a situation has manifested, we're decreasing that negative information in incredibly fast ways. The 2 stories of the power of Tao technology. And if you have any health challenges, please message me for discussion and how to help transform this condition. I had a couple of people who were coming new for the first time. So I added that, but I trust all of you know if there's anything I can help you with, I will do my best. Okay, so Toral said I had a big burnout a while ago. I pushed myself too hard again. Yep. People who have a tendency to burn out, as soon as they are a little bit better, will push themselves again because that's the information you have in your field or habitual pattern. Your information field that's exactly what it will do. So let's go ahead and do a practice where we're going to utilize the field, the Tao calligraphy field, and just experience the power. We're also going to be using the say hello technique, which is something you can do on your own. Or if you have a book, if you have your own Tao calligraphy, you can do that as well. So everyone sit up nice and tall. And I just want you to mentally, or you can even write it in the chat. What is really bothering you or stressing you at this point? And it could be anything. It could be a relationship. It could be your knee. It could be your waiting for your paycheck, chasing invoices, traffic, whatever it is. Because when we're working on our vagus nerve, we're working with our stress triggers. So pick whatever subject you want, and you can put it in the chat and put from 1 to 10. If it's pain, like with Attica, if it's pain, what is the level of the pain? Then we're going to do the practice and we're just going to compare. Because when we compare, when we mentally really tune in, what are we doing? We're communicating with our body. We're saying, like for Attica, okay, I'm going to tune into my physical hip pain. Okay, it's in my right side. This is how much painful it is. She's communicating. She's communicating with her right hip. If you have a stressful relationship or a challenging relationship with the boss or whoever, and you're thinking, okay, how challenging is this relationship? You're connecting to the soul of that relationship, of that person who's involved in that relationship, and you're communicating. So it's important to connect. We have to connect. And if it's a body system, whatever it is, it's all about connection. When we're trying to heal and transform, it's not about avoidance. It's not about submerging it. Like it's not there. I'm not ready to see it, so it's not there. It's not about denial. It's not about not connecting. It's all about connection. And once we connect, once we really look at it, then we can start the process of transformation. There are things that will be lingering in the background that we just put up with. Oh, back pain. I've had back pain for like 3 months. It's just normal. It's just aging. My doctor says it's just the aging process, nothing to be done. But no, there are things that can be done. That's why we're so lucky. So Christina said, for my mom, it is not good relationship with two groups of people. That's on a scale of 10 to 9 or 9 out of 10. Karen said, overwhelmed with constant clearing up, 7 out of 10. Relationship with daughter. So Karen, just pick one aspect. Just pick one because we want to be focused. Because if we're dispersing our energy on two different topics, neither is really gonna it's too much for the mind. Like focus on one, and you never know if that situation is connected. You transform one, the other one automatically gets better. So focus on the one that you really want to tune in, hone in on, because if we can heal one aspect that's been a challenge in our life, and if we can heal it 100%, that's huge. And if we can, if we can truly heal that one aspect 100%, then it's like dominoes. All this other challenge of money, finances, this, that, my dad, my sister, all those miraculously will just kind of dissipate. If we can get to that 100% of healing, which is not easy, heal one, heal all. But that's the wisdom. Toril said oversensitive, on guard, and easily disturbed in sleep, difficult to fall asleep, lying awake for hours at night, 8 out of 10. Arti, difficult getting tasks done for business due to tiredness, lethargy. So yeah, that's a huge energy issue as well. Overrun with housework, pain in my left knee more than right, pain level 8. Lack of self-discipline and inability to progress into open procrastination. I've known Heather for years, and she's always had this interesting relationship with her spiritual channels. Procrastination, I'll click if you're writing summary procrastination. So Heather, pick one topic. Pick one topic because again, we want to then connect. We want to tune in, connect, and see how much of that information has transformed. And I will show you how in just a second. So everyone sit up nice and tall. We want our back straight because again, each time if we're slouching, we are physically affecting our spinal columns and nerves. And we're not letting it flow. We're not letting and the energy associated with it is not flowing. We want our energy to flow. We want the information that's coming in to flow throughout the aspect that we have chosen, wherever that energy is stuck in our body. So we want to do things not just on a spiritual level, physically, we want to give us the best chance. Feet flat on the ground, back straight. Take a nice couple of deep breaths. You can put one hand on your navel, one hand on your message center. So we'll do a quick invocation. Take a nice deep breath, and we can ask our mind to please sit in our lower abdomen. Turn on all your treasures. I think everyone here is a student already. We turn on our Tao hands to give ourselves healing blessings. And if you're new, just enjoy the field. If you'll be watching this in the future. Feet flat on the ground, deep breaths. And we say hello. Say hello technique. Dear divine source, Tao, and beyond. Dear all my spiritual fathers and mothers. And you can go ahead and name them now. You can ask them to come and help you in this practice. Dear all my treasures, my Tao hands, please turn on. Dear countless planets, stars, galaxies, universes. Dear gurus, lamas, kahunas, saints, archangels, healing angels, light beings of all dimensions. Buddhas, bodhisattvas, whoever you believe in, Mother Earth, the sun, the moon, the stars. We are deeply honored to be able to connect with you, to help us transform this specific condition. We're deeply honored and appreciative of you sharing your love, your light, to help us integrate and relieve the stress, the burnout. Dear the soul, heart, mind, and body of my vagus nerve, I love you, I honor you, and I appreciate you. You are the main information system of my body that regulates my emotions and tells me when I am stressed in a trauma response. Please accept the positive information from all the countless planets, stars, galaxies, universes, from our spiritual fathers and mothers, from our Tao hands, our treasures. So you are able to be strong, healthy, and stimulated to help our bodies rest and digest, to be in a healing state no matter where we are. Thank you. You have the power to do an amazing job, to develop yourself. Do a great job. Thank you. Go ahead and take a nice deep breath. Visualize golden light. Dear the Tao calligraphy field, please turn on and please offer us as appropriate blessings to help soothe our vagus nerve. Help transform the negative information field causing the specific issue and topic with positive information, with positive fields as appropriate. Dear all the souls that we have hurt or harmed and caused this same issue with, stress, trauma responses, please forgive us or our ancestors of all lifetimes that have triggered this in you. We are chanting, serving, meditating. We are trying our best. And we ask for your forgiveness. And all souls that have caused this in us, we unconditionally forgive you. Continue to breathe nice and deep. I'm just going to turn on some music and we're just going to meditate for a few minutes, allowing all the saints that we called, all our treasures, our shifus, let them do the work. We let Tao, the source, do the work. And you just take nice deep breaths, relaxing, and allow the bright golden light to come into your field to transform that information. Go ahead and continue breathing nice and deep. And we're just going to sit in a little bit of silence. I have the music on in the background very low. We're just going to sit in this silence for about a minute just to help integrate the light, the blessings into our lower abdomen, to really ground the positive energy, matter, the information, and just see how that feels in your body. Do you feel the openness, the stillness? Do you feel a space that's been created? That pause, that precious pause where that information is being transformed from negative to positive. Sincerity is what moves heaven's heart. And if heaven sees us sincerely putting in our effort, our time, our resources to be able to transform, they will make it possible for us. So take 3 deep grounding breaths all the way to the bottom of your lower abdomen. Deep breath, grounding, and exhale, breathe out. Release everything that no longer serves you. You can go at your own pace. Take a deep breath. Breathe out. And take another nice deep breath. And breathe out. And whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and open your eyes. And you can connect with that topic that you had chosen earlier. The housework, the hip, the knee, and connect with it consciously. And just see, what is that number now? Has it decreased? Has it increased? Has it stayed the same? The importance is connecting. So connect with it. And you can put it in the chat. Give you 1 minute to share, put it in the chat. And I'm just going to get my calligraphy writing paper ready because I have also another demo blessing that we're going to do for Go Ready. She was the chosen one today. You can post it in the chat. If you're still awake, I don't know. But okay, so while everyone's connecting, I'm just gonna grab some water and I'll be right back. Okay, and Goretti, if you can let me know the, oh, okay. Oh, already she put in the chat. Goretti said pain in my left knee more than the right, pain level eight. Oh, that was before the practice. Okay, Arti said feeling like something has shifted and level has gone from 6 to 3, which is amazing. Because when we get that decrease in that pain number, that's the information transforming. Now we need to maintain it and keep going lower in that negative field. Christina, for my mom, it went down from 9 to 8. There's more light in those relationships. So good. I'm very happy to hear that, Christina. Toral, thank you so very much for the nice practice, finally, without doing anything other than breathing. My heart is beating, not so used to connect with myself. I don't know the number I will see in at night in the future. I chose procrastination, difficult to say. I feel much better. Thank you, Heena. So even if we feel better about ourselves, about maybe our negative quality of procrastination, that in itself is also self-love. And if you're feeling that, you're easier, you're more gentle, more compassionate with yourself. That's also you actually integrating and transforming the negative field to positive. A lot of times when people procrastinate, and all of us do it, it's a self-love issue. Because when we procrastinate, we are torturing ourselves. So it's actually a self-love issue. So Heather, if you want, you connect with me and I have something I can help you with because I'm a procrastinator too. So Goretti said there's a slight reduction in pain, but it has moved to my lower lungs at the back. Okay, so Goretti, I'm going to give you a writing blessing, which as I am a Tao calligraphy writing practitioner, so I'm allowed to give blessings by writing Tao calligraphy. And this is a very powerful way of transforming the information because we're not just tracing in the ether in the space, we're physically using physical instruments to change the message. So this is one of Master Shah's most powerful techniques. So Grady, go ahead and take a nice deep breath and go and close your eyes. And this is going to be for the root cause, for that pain in the knee that has now moved to the lower lungs in the back. So Tao calligraphy writing blessing as appropriate for Goretti for the root cause of this issue. And everyone continue to close your eyes and take nice deep breaths because you can still benefit from being in the field. Because when I turn on this transmission, the team is bigger. So the field is higher frequency and vibration. So continue taking nice deep breaths and let's start. Okay, go ahead and take 3 nice deep breaths. Okay, I'm just gonna hold up my water mat. Okay, and we can all trace for Goretti. Let's trace. I'm hearing 3 times for Goretti, because again, heal one, heal all. So you can put your 5 fingers together and just trace the Da I, unconditional love, which removes all, melts all blockages and transforms all life. So go ahead and trace 3 times. And we're tracing for Goretti, because as we are tracing for Goretti, we are serving her. We're offering her our service. And heaven sees the sincerity in our heart. And actually, we benefit. Because when we serve others, that's 90% benefit versus when we're just serving ourselves. So you're connecting with the information, energy, and matter of this Da'ai. And with your intention, you're serving another soul. And it will be amazing to see what happens for you. Okay, let's get to the bottom of the eye. Alrighty, keep your eyes closed, continue to breathe. Okay, I believe everyone's done tracing for you. Okay. Okay, Alrighty, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and open your eyes and tell us what was your experience.
Yeah. Yeah, there was I felt warmth on my back, and the sharp pain which I felt just now has gone down slightly, but it's still there.
Hmm.
But I know it will go off slowly because I've experienced this before. Every time we do the calligraphy or any of the trace blessings, I've experienced this, but it goes away. But now it has gone down almost straight away to a different level.
Well, that's beautiful. I'm so happy to hear that. But yeah, I know that there's more work to be done in this area,
Yeah.
but at least there's a reduction. Anytime there's a reduction, we are chipping away at that negative information. And because we've spoken about this issue before, so it actually does need it needs a higher level service to
Yes.
completely
Yes.
transform, but at least we're little by little, we're doing as much as we can. It takes longer, but we're chipping away more and more. And if you do it enough with a sincere heart, this and that, you never know how generous heaven wants to be. But I felt a lot of heat as well when giving the blessing. And even from before, yes, I would see like shards in your knee
Yeah.
causing that pain. And so it makes sense that now you felt a little bit of that sharpness in
Yes.
your lungs.
Yes.
We really need to continue working on this.
Okay.
So basically, so the program that I have set up for this next month is focus on the vagus nerve, which basically is kind of a trauma healing that we are going to go through. And we want to be able to heal our trauma while at the same time also learning ways of preventing us from reaccumulating these trauma or trigger responses. So the program I have set up for everybody is we're going to have a 4-hour workshop this Sunday, because we started a week late. So a 4-hour workshop Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern time, 4 p.m. United Kingdom time. You get a treasure for the vagus nerve. We have the group practice sessions Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I'm trying at 8 p.m. So then this way, when we work on our rest digest system, so from 8 to 8:45, 9 o'clock, we're resting and digesting, and then we're going to sleep. So I'm trying this format. So as soon as we do, so we eat dinner, we get all that out of the way, we do this practice sessions, and then we go to bed to help us integrate all the light. Because a lot of times, even with Master Shah, to help him integrate all his upliftments, he takes a nap, he falls asleep. And sometimes our body needs that. So I'm trying to do 8 p.m. So from 8 to 8:45, 9, we're getting our light. We're resting till 9, whatever. And hopefully you go to sleep soon afterwards. And that will help our bodies hold on to that positive information and matter. 2 Shiqing Huzhou breathing sessions, which is the most powerful um, healing now that we're allowed in public sessions. There's more powerful, higher dimensional things, but that's more private sessions. So 2 breathe in, breathe out techniques, breathing in the positive energy, breathing out the negative. We have the wisdom classes, soul readings, additional blessings, guest speakers, direct guidance versus self-teaching, and a workbook. So you can actually track your progress. And the early bird is 200 pounds for everything. So you have everything that you need from an information, which is the wisdom, the information of the vagus nerve, to the energy, to the matter level, the workbook, the Tao calligraphy field sessions. You have everything that you need to make this a very successful program. And I would also like to share a couple of stories because I had not just one, but 2 people who signed up. Christina signed up her mom, and her mom's personality, according to her, totally changed. And her mom didn't show up for one session. She didn't do any practice, but she received it on a soul level. So she did get the benefit, but she wasn't even here. I don't even know if she knows. And her personality, her energy, everything had transformed. So Christina shared that with me. Another one is another time I had a client who got it for her mother-in-law, who signed a DNR, which is do not resuscitate, because she had kidney failure. And she would go for dialysis. She didn't want to live anymore. So she was like, okay, if my kidney function keeps going down, just let me die. Don't keep me going. And she didn't want to live. She didn't want to go on vacation. She didn't want to do anything. And after I sent her a treasure, I got in touch with my client, and she said her mother-in-law totally transformed. Somehow, all of a sudden, she refused to sign the DNR. She said, I don't want to sign the DNR. I want you to, whatever I have to do to live, I want to live, and I want to go on vacation, and I want to enjoy whatever life I have. I want to enjoy. She didn't show up for one session. I don't even think she knew what she got. But on a soul level, she did come to me. So I did communicate on her soul level, because she told me, she's like, I need it now, because the client wasn't connected. Like, we were having scheduling issues. So on a soul level, yes, she knows. I mean, obviously she knows. But basically, she went from not wanting to live to the other end of the spectrum. And there are more stories. There are more stories of transformation. There's more stories where people who are suicidal aren't suicidal anymore. People who don't want to go on are then all of a sudden switched. So there are many stories, and this is all because of Master Shah, his wisdom, and his allowing us to be able to teach and spread his wisdom, his technologies. So there's the paling for the early bird. The Is that, oh, Atika said, is that the Da calligraphy writing power that you were demoing? No, that one is different. That one has to have a fee. The one I was doing was the regular Tao calligraphy practitioner, not the regular, but the Tao calligraphy practitioner blessing. So the new writing power is different. It's higher level. And that one, I believe, requires a fee. I don't think that's allowed to give without a fee. So yes, Torald, I'll send the information in an email. Okay, so if anyone has any other questions or concerns or anything else I can address, I will. Otherwise, thank you so much for everybody being here, allowing me to teach you what's happening with the next month or so, the new change in format, trying new things, just to help see if that helps people increase the results a lot quicker. Otherwise, I will see you next time.
Thank you very much, Heena.
Thank you, Goretti. I will keep in touch with you regarding your needs.
Yeah,
And we can, and yeah, and then you can decide if you want.
yeah. I need to discuss some things with you
Yeah,
if
no
you're
worries.
free later.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
Thanks.
thank you, everybody. Kanchan said thank you for the session. Really felt connected to the calligraphy and breathing has deepened. Thank you, Hina. Thank you, Arti. Okay, so thank you, everybody. And if you have any questions or if I can help in any way, please let me know. I will be more than happy to answer any questions or address any concerns. Thank you, love you, and see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.